Hello everyone, so today we are making creamy garlic and Parmesan chicken sauce. I have in here a bowl of deskinned and deboned chicken thighs. I'm seasoning with some salt. I'm seasoning with oregano, chicken bouillon, chicken seasoning of your choice is fine. I decided to use Miss Cookie meat wrap and Old Bay seasoning. And here I'm adding some homemade papushito sauce or green chili sauce that I made at home. Now, you want to marinate this for about 3 to 4 hours. All right, so marinate it and set it aside for your sauce. Now, this is a very simple recipe. You can use any protein of your choice. I decided to use chicken thighs because I find it very soft and tasty. Now, in a pan, you want to go in with your olive oil. All right, let that heat up a little bit. Here, I'm just making sure that I'm coating the pan with the oil. Okay. So I'm gonna go in with my chicken pieces, making sure that I don't overcrowd my pan so that the chicken would cook evenly and thoroughly. It's very important that your chicken cooks well, thoroughly. Now, to be sure, make sure that you cook the chicken, either side of the chicken, make sure you cook it for 5 minutes before you turn the other side. So either side is 5 minutes, which is a total of 10 minutes for each piece, so that you know that your chicken is thoroughly cooked. Is very, very important. Now, the fire is still on medium heat. It's not too high, not too low, just enough to be able to cook our meat properly. I cannot overemphasize the fact that your chicken has to be cooked properly in order to avoid any food contamination or anything of that sort, food poisoning or anything of that sort. All right, so here I'm flipping my pieces. Okay, I'm letting cook for a few minutes just to make sure. What you want is for it to be golden brown. We don't want burnt chicken here. We want it to be golden brown, and that's when we know that it's cooked nicely and evenly. All right, take your pieces out. And next we're going to go in with our bacon pieces. Bacon pieces goes in next. And we're going to make sure that we're going to fry this in the same oil. So that's our chicken. That's how it's looking, golden brown. We're going to fry the bacon pieces in the same oil. We fry the chicken. We seared the chicken in. Now, I mean, you can imagine the fusion of juices that is going on here. Yes, we're fusing all the juices. Now, the chicken released their juices. The bacon are also going to release their juices, and that's what we want. We want that umami taste. All right. So let that cook. As you can see, it's cooked nicely and evenly. All right. So I'm going to take that out of the pan and set that aside with the chicken as well. Now you realize that obviously bacon is very oily. So you see that I'm pouring some of the oil because it was too much. You don't want it to be too oily, because otherwise your sauce would have a lot of oil on it. You don't want that. Now, this oil that you see here, I don't dispose of it. I keep it and I use it to make sometimes fried rice, other times like the base of my jollof, etc. So keep it and cook it use it for another meal. I'm just wiping the burnt bacon bits, very important. So we start the sauce on a clean slate. So still using the same oil that we've used in the beginning. All right. We're going to go in with some butter. I don't know how many of you love this, but I love to see and watch butter just melt and sizzle. I just like it. So go in with your ladle, your cooking ladle, and make sure that it's melted nicely. And next, you're going to put in your minced garlic. One of the star ingredients of this recipe is garlic. Now, this I think is 4 cloves of garlic. Yes, I use 4 cloves. Now, go in quickly and stir to avoid burning, because garlic burns easily. The next thing is to add your diced onions. I use 3 large onions. I love onions. There's nothing like too much onions. So I use a lot of onions in my cooking. Let that cook down. Allow to cook gently. This is a very easy recipe. Just let the fusion take place. Very important. Now, in what you see is dried rosemary and crushed black pepper that I just added. All right, stir and allow to cook. All right, it's still cooking down nicely. In goes some chicken broth I just added. You can add whatever broth you have. Now this deglazes the pan. All right, it deglazes the pan first of all, and it also adds obviously a lot of taste. You can add white wine. White wine works as much, if not even better. I didn't have any wine at hand, so I just used some chicken broth. It takes the taste to another level. Trust me, guys. Now I'm gonna add some cube. This is half of a cube. I used shrimp cube, half of a shrimp cube, because you don't want anything salty. It has to be balanced. All right. So the cube goes in there. Stir nicely. Our sauce is cooking down really nicely. Okay. And in goes your cooking cream, another star ingredient of this recipe. All right. I didn't have enough cooking cream, so I added a little whole milk. That's also, you can use half and half if that's what you have. It works really nicely. Okay, or cooking cream, it's fine. Now stir, making sure that everything is fusing nicely. Now I'm gonna go in. I just went in with a little Old Bay seasoning for some kick, which I always like in my dish. Okay, and I'm adding some chopped spinach. This is frozen spinach I had from the freezer. You can use fresh baby spinach, works even better. Fresh spinach works even better in this recipe. I added frozen spinach, which I had from the freezer. So add that, stir nicely, let that cook a little bit. Okay. And now let that cook, let that simmer, and add your Parmesan cheese, the 3rd star ingredient in this dish. Add some Parmesan cheese. All right. Now this kitchen is smelling amazing. You need to try this recipe, guys. Try it out. It is so simple and so yummy. I'm going in with some pinch of crushed black pepper as well. Okay. Making sure that everything is fused nicely. I like to stir a lot, so pardon me. All right. That is simmering nicely. Now in goes our seared chicken. Okay. Every piece is going to have its place in this pool of creamy goodness. Okay. Now what I'm doing here is I'm immersing the chicken, making sure I'm baptizing every piece with this creamy goodness, this beautiful, creamy, and delicious sauce. All right. Making sure, now what is going to happen here is the chicken is also going to release its juices into the sauce. I mean, there's release going on everywhere. It's just a beautiful dish. Try it, please. Try it. Let me know what you think. Now I'm going to add my bacon pieces. Okay. And I'm going to go in with my ladle to stir again. so that everything is infused nicely and everything is even. All right. I enjoyed this. My kids enjoyed it. Try it, guys. You can pair this with plain rice. You can pair it with mashed potatoes. I paired mine with pasta and it was delicious. It was simply amazing. All right, guys.